League, ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the day. It is G2 FlipSid. They are currently 1-0 to G2 after Train Overpass is coming up next. How do we see this one going? Is it going to be more of the same? Are FlipSid going to pick up the pistols? What is going on here?
I think we're going to see more of the same in terms of seeing G2 winning. Not sure if FlipSid are going to be lucky enough to pick up both sides' pistols this time around, but they're in for a bit of a rough time.
I don't even know how much it's going to matter as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they weren't able to actually make something out of that advantage on Train, and this should be probably worse for them.
And it's quite a big advantage if you think about it in terms of the game itself, to get that pistol away and what you can actually make of it. Unfortunately, they're falling over at the gun rounds. That's the problem right now. G2 coming off the back of a very strong game against Virtus Pro, who did give them a little bit of trouble on Train where they did lose. So we're seeing, not to get off topic, we're seeing Virtus Pro looking like they have some strength left. They did manage to test G2, but then Overpass was just a whitewash, and that is a map that Virtus Pro generally will always pick. It's one of their best. And
they should have been.
It was an absolute stomp. It was 16-6, I believe. So it looks like G2, at least at a rudimentary level, have a good understanding of Overpass right now. So I'd be hard-pressed not to pick them here.
It is one of those maps where you can get a good string of rounds going.
Oh,
do we feel that FlipSid maybe have a chance if they pick up that pistol? They could get a string of rounds to go and give them that little boost early on?
I mean, it definitely could. You saw one of the reasons why they struggled a fair bit versus G2 on Train was the fact that they couldn't get an op on a World Edit, which definitely would have helped out. Obviously, might not been enough to actually turn it around for them completely, but
basically as soon as G2 got an economy,
exactly,
that was it.
and that's something that FlipSid are going to have to try to avoid. And getting a pistol, that's going to do wonders for you in terms of just settling in and getting a good economy going. They have to be able to deal with ecos a tiny bit better than what they did in the previous game, so they don't take too much damage. But if they can get off to a good start, World Edit gets going with that op, that could definitely create a lot of space for them.
Yeah, I think as well. I mean, in the last few games, we've seen FlipSid on Overpass. It was actually earlier in the Pro League against Australis. They only managed 7 rounds, I think. And then in the Ace of Predator Masters, they fell to Mouse Sports with only 9 rounds there as well. So if we're looking a little bit further back and broadening our scope here, it doesn't exactly look like this is a map that FlipSid are super confident on, and nor should we be of them on it either.
So G2 2-0 seems to be the solid score. I'm going to spin on because you're going to be cast in the next game. I want to talk about Fnatic Mouse while we're waiting for the teams to ready themselves up until I get this shout in my ear that they are ready and waiting to go. But Fnatic Mouse will be coming up next. Anything more than a 2-0 solid here for Fnatic? It's a glimmer. There's a Dust 2 in there. It's Mouse's map.
No, it was not. Well, yeah, sure. But recently, the last time Mouse Sports played it, they got smashed by Australis. They got 4 rounds on Dust 2 against them. So, I mean, if we're saying this is their map, ergo they should be able to get a decent amount of rounds or maybe even a win against the top team. Australis has already debunked that a little bit here as well. So, I'm not super confident, especially into Fnatic.
They did get that win over Nip, though, 16.
Yes.
Maybe. Anyway, guys, apparently the game is ready to go. So we're going to go over to our casters, our very capable ones. They're not struggling at all today. It is going to be G2 against FlipSid.
I don't even know what struggling means.
I've never struggled in my life before. I guess being an ex-League of Legends cast, some people know the real struggle bus. But we are fine over here, and we are ready for map number 2.
Got 2 of them over at the table, if that makes any difference.
Poor old Edward Cullen having to deal with those 2.
Between League of Legends and Stardew Valley, I don't know what's worse. It's just awkward. Anyways, G2, second map going up against FlipSid. Now on Overpass. Really good train coming out from G2. Actually, both the sides had pretty good, but I mean, it's got to be the pistols that really kept that close for FlipSid.
Yeah, there were moments where we maybe thought FlipSid had a bit of a chance in it, but didn't really equate to much. And I want to see if Wadda can get himself on the AWP a little more on this one. It had been a massively missing factor that seemed to hold them back. He did have some decent presence with it while he actually got it to hand, but I feel this again can be one of those very big maps to the likes of Existence, who already seems to be playing quite well in this, and Scream.
Yeah, they both had really, really good second halves. Definitely came alive. Would be interesting to see World Edit be able to have that AOP a little bit more. But the weird thing was about that match, despite it being close at points, like I mentioned, you never really felt like G2 had never lost control. You never felt like FlipSid was actually gonna take the lead in that matchup. So a little bit of a bummer there, but G2 now, this time starting out on the CT side, so a little bit easier of a start for them. And they've got to find, I mean, this is the thing, they need to get those pistols if they want to have an easier time closing out these matches. They've got to be able to stop FlipSid here in these opening rounds.
Do FlipSid have anything special? Well, actually, Blade picking up the molly, the decoy, and the smoke. The smoke and decoy, not too surprising, but the molly, curious as to where that's going to be placed. So maybe a plan they have in mind already. But we are into this one. Of course, it will be G2 on the CT side and FlipSid on the T side. And already a bit of a trade going down.
Yeah, Smith spots out Markelov, and you can actually see Blades coming down the ladder to help him out. So Smith has got to be a little bit careful. And there goes the door opened up. Smith is going to have a lot of pressure put on him. Existence is here to help out, so they have a small crossfire set up, but this is going to be that first battle in the round, and Smith misses the initial shot, but gets the second one. Can't land it onto Bondic, but there he is. He finally grabs it in the end. Existence does come to help. Smith didn't need it. Molotov out for Blade.
What is that?
Yeah, that's a bad time to pull that out. Either way, some trades are, oh my god, Smith is just being a monster right now.
Yeah, Smiths is holding this round together. It looked sloppy as anything until that point. Now Welded going full auto on this one. Gonna try and connect anything, but really just giving away the game. And at the moment, G2 just gonna be picking him to pieces as soon as he makes a play towards either the bomb or maybe able to push Shocks here. As Jesus Christ, Welded, what are you doing? There we go, finally. Now he just needs to do it twice.
Yeah, he was just using bullets to force Shocks back, and actually, how is he not dead yet?
I don't
He hasn't
know.
taken a single bullet, and so on. This burst fire is
What
working.
is
He's got them
this?
both so low. This would be absolute madness. He's down to one, and he almost lands a kill there right at the end, but G2 is forced so far back. World Edit now has the bomb, and he can just sprint to the A bomb site and just get a plant right off the bat.
Why did they let him even do this? He should never have been able to get away with that, and he's on 1 HP, and he does finally get put down by Scream there, if I'm not mistaken, it was Scream. But G2 like said, okay, well, we'll kind of just leave Shocks away. You can just like hunt him down and have some fun with him. We don't care about that. And then we'll line up for you and just hope it goes really well for us. Not quite sure into what happened there, but that was a very close one. And that could have been FlipSid turning that around. And we saw before the scoreline, the scoreboard overall, looking a little closer just because FlipSid were able to pick up these opening rounds.
Yeah, that got very, very dicey for G2. Now an investment into the second round. Armor, Tech9, Deagle's out for FlipSid. RPK runs into his own teammate's nade, but once again, they have short sewer control, so they could put some pressure towards Jor if they choose to. But for now, it looks like RPK just wants to fall back. They had that control. They knew it was going to be no kind of fast play. Blade with this Deagle. He's all alone, isolated over towards long A, but he wants to find this range battle, see if he can get a nice headshot, and he's just kind of going to get a little bit tricky and hide. On the other side than what G2 might expect when they peek this.
I actually like that little bit of aggression from G2 to start with, not allow the complete map control to FlipSid to just run with, and it has cost FlipSid some time. If they do go for that B hit later in the day, they'll have to clear out some of these corners, and you can see they're being toyed with by G2. But those Deagles can be deadly, as can that UMP and Tech9, to be fair. There is armor to supplement it as well, so again, bomb very far back. Normally it's Shara who might pick it up on the way through, but right now it's already RPK finding Markelov. Shara gone, and this looks like they just want to do as much dirty damage as they can right now, and it's going to be Blade trying to hit the Deag, but hits nothing. And nice observing rush.
Just down to Bondic, and he does fall in the end. 2 rifle kills for Smiths, 2 for Scream. So 2-0, they don't take too much damage. That's a lot of 2s I just busted out.
Yep.
Jesus.
That's perfect.
Walked right into it. So no buys this round from FlipSid. They don't get a plant in that one either, so it's just no armor. It's Deagle's out. Or I mean, Glock's out. This is...
I can mock the League of Legends guys when you're not, having problems, Moses. Take a second. We'll come back to, in-depth analysis about Deagle Glocks, which is the next big thing, we promise you. And Shocks, RPK, and Existence are on the hunt. They've got the SMGs just kind of firing around the sites, and well, I guess they at least get something done for FlipSid. It's kind of rare you get anything done these days on the purest of ecos, but Blade now. Please don't do this again. Oh God, what is this? That's just how I feel today. I think that's a perfect summary of how I feel internally. 3-0 though, a relatively clean one. Coach dropped out. I'm not sure if it's going to warrant a pause here though. I don't know how involved actually G2's coach is for calling and stuff like that at the moment.
As far as I know, not really at all.
Yeah.
So
Not too bad.
Yeah, no huge loss. No AWP out on the CT side. RPK has the UMP. Smoke out towards mid fountain. Shocks is going to use it to get up towards Party, and he's just going to chill here, bide his time, see if he can find a kill. Delayed pounce perhaps from him, but World Ed is actually watching for this. And actually there it is. He misses the shot. Shocks is very fortunate to get away from that one. He's just going to back off.
Very brazen play from Shocks. There was no one there with him, really, to trade it out. Existence wasn't far, but How is he allowed to do this? Existence on this map has beautiful pacing and timing to how he plays, and does manage to catch out one by Party, but again, Shock's going walkabouts on his own. He's pushing down long. He does, however, have Smith's behind him, so I guess there is some form of cover, and it looks like G2 just want to surround, give up small pieces of the map, and then try and kind of claim them back as they go, and Shock's just prowling around.
Yeah, Existence does fall over towards short, and the timing on Shocks from this flank could have been massive, but actually misses the vision by just a half second. They know there's one in stairs. RPK goes for that battle, does a little bit of damage, but Bondit cleans him out. There's Blade as well, but they're not ready for Shocks to be up top, and that's an easy kill for him. 2-on-1 situation. Blade coming from the A bomb site. He's going to find this kill. Shocks is not prepared for that kind of aggression, down to a 1-on-1, and what's very interesting, the bomb is dropped all the way back towards T spawn, and that might be what allowed Blade to just catch Shocks so off guard. He didn't expect that because there's no reason to do it, and Scream is going to win that 1-on-1 in the end. Very, very close. Gets down to 12 HP, but it's actually the second round. It was Pistol as well, where the bomb was left all the way in that same spot, and despite all those battles, they never really went to gather it. So a little bit scary for FlipSid. If they leave the bomb down that far away, they've got to pick it up at a certain point.
Yeah, it's not like a huge thing that I ever worry about. I like it when, you know, for example, maybe Virtus Pro do, and they have Pasha being like the lurker over by where Smith's kind of is at the moment, later into the round on the T side. They'll play that sort of thing, and he'll just flank with it, bring it back around. This time, though, it should be a quick cleanup, but no, actually, Marco's going to punish Smiths a little bit, and RPK going to go and try and pick up the pieces, remove that weaponry away from the opposition's hands, but trade it out again. Actually, 3v3. This is good damage coming out so far from FlipSid. And this could even get worse. Scream's going to get caught out, and these are all now recoverable rifles. Suddenly G2 maybe a little bit overzealous in their play, trying to get a little bit too much pressure without being able to trade out. And Existence gets tagged, but not going to go down. He can back away and reset this fight.
It takes massive damage. So now Shocks and Existence are essentially split at these two bomb sites. I imagine Shocks would be the aggressor. Existence just fall back, play very passive, see if you can get a pick off as they enter the A bomb site, but at least just stay alive for the information for the rotate. It's all on the route that Shocks takes, because he's leaving open the stairwell, but there goes Existence. He can't live long enough. Blade's going to get the bomb planted. Shocks is now going to come up the stairs, and Shara is going to be ready for this. Shocks has to be a little bit fast-paced, so he can't be as cautious as you'd probably hope for. Walking up these stairs now. Shara has the off angle, and Shocks isn't ready for it. Easy kill. First round on the board for FlipSid. Off the back of a couple very aggressive pushes from G2, they salvage some weapons, and they pull it out.
Very impressive first round. I guess, as you said, a little gifted over by G2 in a way. They kind of opened up the possibility for that, but you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, G2 still are 4-1 up, but only one real gun round coming in against another gun round. Instantly a double AWP coming out for FlipSid. Now, we saw this being a bit of a struggling point for G2 at one point, so this could actually pay off later into this one, but again, why did it just switching over? It was Blade actually, excuse me, just switching over there. What? What is he doing? Can we watch Blade for a second, Rush? Oh no, don't worry about it.
Well, during all this, RPK and Scream have taken control of Sewers, but World Edit lands that first shot. That's going to force him back. Scream falls, so RPK's got to get a little bit more passive. There's no presence from FlipSid over towards Fountain, over towards the A bomb site. It's all over here towards B, and RPK sticking around trying to get one more kill. Shara is not ready for it, but he just well enough. RPK can't take him out quickly. Just one member left in this A site. It's Shocks, who gets blinded, does some damage, but can't see after that. Existence gets a kill. Smiths is on the rotate over. FlipSid, they have the B bomb site, but they don't seem to know it quite yet. They haven't committed to it, and now finally they stream in. Existence on a flank. This nade, it's a nice nade, but it takes him down so low. Jumping through the smoke, he's going to be able to find it. World Edit adjusts perfectly. And it's just Smiths up top left, and he can't land that shot onto Shara, and World Edit's going to clean him out as well. He starts the round of the pick on Scream, ends it there onto Smiths. Nice round from him with 3 kills.
I got excited though, Markov had an AWP. Got my hopes up, and they went really bad.
Yeah.
And I think there was a misbuy in Sword, and that's what I wanted to see, because there was a AK on the floor, an M4 in the hands of Blade, and then the AWP dropped for Markov. So there must have been a misbuy somewhere, because there was still the AK sat in spawn. I just want to see what happened. But don't worry, Rush, it's okay. You don't need to see those things. It's cool. It's cool.
We figured it out.
Yeah. Because I was floating around while you actually did play-by-play. Thank you for covering that. It just looked like I was exploring the map.
You're welcome.
Thanks. But still, into this one. you know, let's bear in mind FlipSide's first round against G2 was with only pistols, so maybe G2 can do it just back to them. Got the Deagle there with shocks, a couple of P250s, a flash, and actually some armor on RPK.
There's a decent stack here in Bathroom, so you got to assume now they're going to hear these footsteps and they're just going to wait to pounce out towards long. Pop flash comes out, Shocks tries to clear things out, but the Op of World at it covering very nicely. Now the AK is going to come into play, or excuse me, the M4 on Blade. That gets a kill. Still 2 more here to deal with, and he's going to get aggressive towards Bathroom. The flashbang is dodged by RPK, who gets that, and a second member peeks out. They almost line up for the AWP, doing some damage. Nice shot onto Existence. RPK does eventually kid it out. Now he's getting flanked out, though. So a lot of presence there, but FlipSide handles it pretty well. They only lose 2.
Yep, good stuff so far, I guess, overall. 2 for 4 trade out in the end. Scream being your last man standing and a mile away from anything. And you can see these guys so cautious, like, don't let them get the guns.
Well, Scream in this long route, it's going to be the last thing they expect, so he might be able to pick up an AK-47 or one of the M4s from over towards long. Although Shara is watching for some kind of a flank, he's not really paying too much attention to the long route that Scream is taking through Playground. But he is going to stick out towards long, so very mindful of the dropped weapons, at least for the moment. This is really all Scream can ask for in this round. They are a little bit beat up in terms of their economy. They have a good losing bonus built up, though, and now Scream's been spotted out. No chance of him getting a gun. No big deal, because they're going to be able to buy this round anyway. They're going to be a little bit light on nades, but should be okay.
Yep, should be absolutely fine coming into this one. Let's see what it's going to be able to afford Norp if he fancies it as well. So he's pretty much set. If there's not already one dropped on the floor, I can't see because it's really dark and I'm a bit blind. Old age kicks in. There we go. What? I don't know if I am old. My eyes are awful. Not quite to Anders' level of possible blindness, but they're not great. But here we go into this one. 4-3 so far. G2 still leading the way, but not by much. A good turn of events for FlipSide in the last couple of rounds, and a very hesitant. Well, hesitant's the wrong word. I guess cautious stuff from FlipSide now, as Shocks was known to be pushed up to these positions. He'd caught a few off previously, but this time over at B, and a bit more standardized spot there from Smiths and Existence, but while it could get a drop on that if they're not careful. Existence playing a dangerous game taking that route, but will make it away alive and play much more passively towards the site.
Yeah, they actually just give up complete control, so nicely done from FlipSide. Now, they do tend to take these rounds very, very slow anyway, so it might not amount to too much in terms of time eaten off the clock that they're going to save by forcing him back early. Blade's now going to be in the bathrooms. Existence is getting aggressive once again, and he's just going to hide. He's got no one to really bait for him, though. Smiths is playing very far back, so is Shocks. Shocks is actually over towards the B-bomb site completely. He's rotated over, so 3 members towards B. They're going to get aggressive on short, try and grab some information, so Existence has a big role to play here.
Yeah, he needs to at least slow them down or make it a little more difficult. If we can just see Blade's just cross behind him. Blade and, excuse me, that's Bondic just crossing behind him. It was Blade and Wad at it on long. And Smith's going to be the one to see it. Lovely timing on the flash here will allow Existence the information. Does trade out 1-for-1. I'm not sure what Smiths was doing in absolutely no man's land then. Going to get punished by Bondic quickly. But will they expect Shocks here? He rotated back pretty darn quickly. He's got a bit of a one-and-done spot, but does get traded out in the end by Wilder, now bringing down to a 3v2. But RPK spots out the plant. He takes down so much of what FlipSide were trying to build here. And now down to this 1v1. Scream against Bondic. And Scream will play the timing perfectly. Going to come around on the plant and deny it from even going down.
Yeah, it doesn't get the AWP, just picks up the AK-47, but still. Existence spots that out. He gets that 1 kill on that pop flash peek from him and can't get the second, but he has all the information, so it takes FlipSide so long to actually get into the site with the clock running low. They have to stick that plant in the one-on-one. A little bit unfortunate, but they still have the money of G2 in a really tough spot. Smiths is stuck on a 5-7, 2 Famas on the board as well, only 1 kit onto Scream, so still a big advantage into this. In this round, they want to change up the pace. They want to go towards the B-bomb site relatively quickly. Shar is already starting to get control of short sewers. Bondic is kind of toying towards the entrance of Monster. It is smoked out for the moment. Scream is going to get aggressive with RPK. Here's the peek. The flashbang goes behind him, but there's 2 kills. Shar and Markaloff are taken down. All that's left is this Monster attack. They're going to swing wide. Scream picks one off. World Edit with the AWP trying to find something. Can't figure it out quite yet. Does get one before getting cleaned out. This is a great round from G2. That's going to allow him to stabilize the economy as well. And still, oh, there it is. RPK grabs the AWP right at the end.
RPK as well, and Shocks, what a great combination on that site. I actually really like RPK's aggression and the kind of I guess, wanting of information they will constantly go for on the B side. He'll push out generally with, I think, Scream will support him a little bit, and they'll get this lovely little combo going when needed. It has now forced FlipSid to be away from actually pretty much anything they'd want to work with here. Deagles, tech lines, but no armor to supplement or help it, and a distinct lack of nades, and no G2 going aggressive this time to help it even more.
Yeah, the one big crutch in the CT side for G2 so far was that round where they got overly aggressive into pistols, gave up some rifles. Existence smokes off bathrooms, does spot out World Edit about halfway up, so they're going to be forced back into the bomb site. The bomb is dropped back towards Fountain. No real issue yet. And RPK is actually, they're playing pretty passive on this B bomb site. RPK far back, Scream up top, far back. He wants to be able to have a quick rotate over towards A just in case, but Shox is trying to make sure that's not even going to be an issue. Nice kill onto World Edit, and he peeks for even more. Smith's behind him is chiming in as well.
They seem to be keeping this one in check for now, and I don't want to speak too soon, but it seems as though G2 have got this one read like a book, and there we have it. Smith's lining him up, gets the information, then tells Shox where Markloff is, and it's all down to Bondic now. Very, very quick and clean between the Shox and Smith's combo. And Existence around the back to get the tag. Bondic works away out there, and it will be Shox to close out. So, again, nice stuff from G2, and they've got to be kicking themselves for even letting that one round really drop, where it kind of opened up a little bit of a run for FlipSid, just a touch off the back of it, because otherwise, this would again be a very, very clean game coming up from them.
Yeah, it would have been. I mean, you can imagine that they wouldn't have at least, maybe they only have 1 or 2 rounds instead of the 3 that they do have, so nicely done from FlipSid to take advantage of that, and yeah, just a small mistake that it seems like G2 on that
Missed
smoke
it.
miss. It's supposed to go in towards Monster to bounce off those tracks. It's not going to work, and Scream could have been a deadly surprise for him. Not this round, though. Here's the AWP of Smith's very aggressive. Has to fall back. One jumps right over the crosshair. World Edit finds it. Still aggression in mid. There's Shox trying to push up towards Fountain. It's still coming as well. G2 doesn't want to end it. RPK goes up next, and it's very disjointed. I think they even spotted out Exist.
100% saw his leg then. As NIP comes to mind.
Yes.
Get right always nails that smoke. Maybe that's why, you know. And Existence will get picked up and will no longer exist in this world. And Scream now left in a 1v5.
And
Lots to do here, I feel, for him.
Yeah.
Totally possible.
He's in a tough spot. And yeah, at this point, you got to look at the economy of the CT side. It's still built up very well. They're going to be able to buy into the next round. Scream's a little bit low. Actually, so is RPK, but the other 3 are very, very set. So actually, if he were able to save this gun somehow, that would be huge. He'd be able to drop that over to RPK. But next round is going to be another situation where G2 is going to buy, and RPK probably going to be stuck on a pistol, much like they had that same kind of buy-in just a round ago. So it'll be a little bit difficult for him. Scream, though. Timing's not going to be with him. Bondic finds it in the end. 4th round for FlipSid. Once again, have G2 on the verge of being reset economically.
No, this could be great for FlipSid here if they actually manage to really force the issue. Well, it's going to be able to keep that up into place, and this could be a big, big factor here because, well, Smith's is going to be a glass cannon. He can't, you know, support that AWP coming through. He's been playing pretty much dedicated towards long and actually pretty passively once the round, you know, does start to flourish through. So no opening real challenges from him with the AWP, but it's been Shox actually going straight up and taking the fight. And this time he's doing just the same thing. Not sure if he got spotted then, but he's now going to be very cautious to this.
The hyper-aggressive rounds that have G2 have now been punished twice, and World Edit is zoned in on this spot. It's exactly what Shox did in the 4th round. He gets punished there. Blade finds that kill. Shara almost being able to flick over towards a jumping RPK, looking for info. But a man-down situation for G2, and RPK is going to go looking for the equalizer. He does find it. Smiths takes a shot, but he just falls away.
And more often than not that'll happen, but Scream's someone I want to keep my eyes on as well. And remember where that bomb's been put down every single time? There's occasionally been a real issue for FlipSid. Guess where it is?
He's going to be so happy when he sees it.
We can follow him. It's okay. Look at the little happiness. Little mouse. We're going, guys, don't worry. We're fine. Help me though, please.
Well, this is what sucks for FlipSid is, you know, they're never going to expect Scream to be here.
Nope.
So whoever comes back to get this, it's going to be Blade, and you can imagine he's probably just going to run with his knife out. Actually, Blade is actually being very cognizant of the fact that there could be some kind of a flank. He's clearing everything. So actually, on top of his game, ready for this, and Scream, he almost misses the shot, but he adjusts nicely. Smiths misses one of his own, but still the bomb hasn't been recovered, and this is just eating so much time off the clock. 25 seconds left. Even if they recover this bomb, it's going to be a tough situation to deal with. Scream now at a brand new angle, and it looks like they're just going to save into this round. They didn't want to mess with it.
How can FlipSid let rounds drop like this? One, they run out of time in one of the rounds on train, but Okay, they're still fighting it, but I don't know how much time they have here. RPK is still pushed forward, and I think they've realized there's absolutely no time to get near a site. Keep yourself safe with the weapons we have and look towards another round, because that could have been a completely different outcome if they'd maybe had that bomb a little, quicker to hand, a little bit, better placed, let's put it, because if you're gonna, I don't know, it's frustrating to see a round going that way, considering how low the money's getting for G2 here. This could have been a great chance for FlipSid to really start pulling it home.
That's the real problem in the situation, is that was a round that if they win, then G2 all of a sudden is forced into basically a save. They're pretty much fully invested into that round, so they let them off the hook, at least initially. They have another round, but they have to go up against 5 rifles. Plenty of utility as well. They do drop 2 over, so there's 3 Molotovs. There's a bunch of smokes for G2 to use. This time not aggressive. Existence is the most aggressive. He's down towards stairs. Molotov to force World Edit back. That's going to buy time for Smith to stick around and get a new angle and go for a pick. But FlipSid not really progressing across the map quite yet.
No, a bit more default-like. And to be fair, Existence can be pretty self-serving in this spot. He doesn't particularly need too much assistance, and I don't know why he can pull it off well and others sometimes struggle a little bit, but actually not going to work out too well. But it's going to open up a chance now for a little bit of a return to come out. Existence is flashed up, though. Backs away, he's surrounded. He now doesn't know where he's being pressured from, and they line up. He still gets 1 down. I don't know how he's allowed to do that. But now the rest of G2 are merely down to 3. FlipSid offered a chance to get those 2 opening kills, and they're going to take them wholeheartedly.
And FlipSid has a lot of map control. They have stairs, they have bathrooms, they have long A, fountain. Shara is even outside of B, knows there's no push whatsoever, so the entire map is open to them, and G2, they really don't have a lot of information to go off of. Scream here is, this is kind of that information gathering mission right now. Got to be careful because he's got Markelov at door. But he's the reason that they're allowed to stack up 2 towards this A bomb site. Shox is even pushing towards long. He might walk right into the crosshair of World Edit, but the double zoom is obscuring the vision, and Shox is going to be able to find that one, and he's going to be here pretty safe afterwards as well. Switches over to the AWP, even has a Molotov to slow things down.
Yeah, he expects the kind of instant reflex to come out from FlipSid after they showed their hand, and he still finds one? What was that? Somehow catching out Bondic. I didn't even see him then, but now it's allowed Scream the chance to get around the back, deny the bomb plant. And now 8 seconds on the board. Bomb gets replanted, and actually great work from Markelov finding Scream. Now bringing it down to just a 1v1. RPK up against Markelov, and Markelov is there to do the work. Finally getting a solid round on the board there for FlipSid.
Scream actually had him in his vision for some time, and he doesn't react to it. So I don't know if he just didn't notice it, maybe some kind of a resolution issue.
Maybe.
But either way, a little bit of a bummer because he could have killed the planter right off the bat, could have even prevented the plant, but G2 not going to give this up. They're going to buy into this round. Pistols and a shotgun. Scream on the Mag 7. Not a whole lot of nades. They have 3 smokes to use in this round. So they're going to have to win some of these early battles, take map control as CTs, and kind of restrict where FlipSid can go, and then have some solid rotations behind it. But, I mean, this is kind of the setup that FlipSid has right now, is designed to pretty much prevent that. Very far back, very passive, looking for any of those kind of early pushes or surprises. And G2 themselves are playing back into the bomb sites. Smith's in Existence, not even really moving past the bomb boxes. Scream and RPK playing in very, very default setups, and Shox just jumping to spot for information. That's incredible.
Can we just slow-mo that for a moment? Him like hovering over. That's my favorite thing I've seen all day. I'm a very simple person right now, but that was just wonderful. But while this happens, FlipSid as ever, gonna run it down to like 20 seconds and then maybe do something just to really like draw this game out. Like, oof. All right. Existence has had enough. He's even getting a little bit weary of waiting, and he's put himself up to quite a cheeky little spot, considering he's not going to be checked on here and actually be able to do a good bit of damage. But information now found, actually the rest of G2 can actually kind of maybe bolster their numbers on this site.
It's another really good pop flash for Existence. It works out perfectly. Now Smith's going to run right through the smoke, and Long is going to be able to find anything. Another flash comes out for him. They're doing this perfectly. Scream even gets one with a shotgun. Smith's out towards Long, gets the op kill, and there's Shox. G2 uses their flashbang so perfectly that round, with every disadvantage. Every flashbang they throw is huge.
See, I'm torn between wanting to be seeing an actual replay of the round or this.
You are so broken. It's just incredible. Oh, poor Pansy. She's lost it.
It's been a long couple of months, Moses. I think I finally hit my limit. It's all come down. No, that was absolutely fantastic. Thank you. I'm literally going to keep that as a GIF and just repeat it now forevermore to make me happy. But as
GIF.
said, GIF. Flip side, not having much this round, Moses. I'm doubting their chances here.
Yeah, they're going to have some really good use of the utility, but Existence and Scream and RPK, they all get 1 kill in quick succession, so that spread out strategy they've been having is not going to work out. Nade comes out. Smith ends it before the nade can explode, so just down to Bondic. He has the AK-47, the only rifle they've had into this round. They know exactly where he is, spamming through the walls. They don't want to let him get away. He does get up the stairs, but he's already being encroached upon by Shocks. 10-5 and a half that. There are a couple different rounds where, I mean, FlipSid, just some heartbreaking mistakes there, and that could have completely changed the outcome of that half.
Yeah, it could have been very different, and it was a weird one. It's always kind of curious when things are on like a knife's edge almost, where... Stop.
It's backwards now, too.
Why? Thank you.
Just bask in the glory.
It's such a great game. Thank you, Valve. So robust. Oh, that's made me so happy. If someone can make a GIF of that and just send me it right now on Twitter, I'd be really thankful because I will literally be the happiest person in the world, and that's all I need. So, as said, a lot of these rounds were decided by very strange factors. One, the bomb being left in a curious spot, Scream randomly finding it on his adventure through Overpass, or, FlipSid able to pick up a couple of pistol rounds after the over-aggressive G2 gets punished. Shocks doing the same thing over and over on his CT side aggression.
Well, even that last round where G2 had essentially nothing but pistols and a couple of flashbangs, and they're able to outlast him and win that round out. That was when it was something like, I think G2 was at like 8 rounds and FlipSid was maybe at like 5. So, I mean, obviously that could have turned it around to like a 7 to 8 half instead of a 5 to 10. Anything that could have helped out. Either way, once again, pistol rounds are going to be huge, especially for FlipSid down this much. G2 would have a huge advantage if they're able to take this one away. But it does look like FlipSid has a good read here. A lot of members over towards this B bomb site. Markov can't get the initial kill. That flashbang, once again, it's so perfect. They're completely blind. Shara does win a battle, but all the kills go G2's way from there. Shara sticking around, gets one more headshot, but down to a 2-on-1 quickly with Bondic.
Sick work from Shara, but as you said, it's all in Bondic's arms now to try and keep this one held in place. As, to be fair, maybe G2 won't expect this just yet, but they're going to start getting the inkling like, not sure where this guy's going to be. Is Bondic's going to get the drop on one at least? Spots out Existence, shows his hand very early. 12 bullets now to go for here. Time not going to go too well on this one. He's being toyed with here, one by one peeking, just pulling them left, right, and center. And now, with no kit, this is becoming more and more difficult with every second that passes. And he's making a bit of a meal of this one.
Yeah, nothing he can do here. Not able to find this kill on Existence. He really missed his opportunity immediately after the plant to find that kill. 4 kills for Existence, though, in this pistol.
I do want to highlight the molly play they did then. I guess they timed it from how Shocks can throw it towards short, pushes the player back or makes them commit towards, I guess, water, and then they just overrun the site, knowing exactly where the remaining CT players can be. It's actually quite a nice little play, and I wonder if that comes out again. Shocks does have the molly, so could be a factor, maybe not. Bondic taking his time on the CT side, going to have very little in hand.
Yeah, no investment into armor. It's just some upgraded pistols, so they want to be able to have a solid buy into the 4th. That'll be their best chance at a comeback with this kind of a discrepancy. That just means RPK gets heavily tagged. Thought maybe he would have just been able to overrun this. Once again, so much presence at this B bomb site for FlipSid, doing some damage, but their Scream stabilizes it. And once again, this time it's World Edit, but the remaining member of FlipSid on the massive flank through T-spawn.
Kind of sucks, because it's not like, do I just take another route for the sake of it now? Yep. Off he goes. I guess pick your poison, Smiths or Scream. He's chosen Smiths. Fair enough. Doesn't go very well, but fair enough. And now G2 going to follow this one up. Of course, after that first round, going their way, able to supplement that very nicely. And the money's still extremely low for the CT side. Those Mac 10s are going to be staying out as long as they need here, just to really farm up the goods. And I doubt FlipSid can turn this one around, but we've seen stranger things this game.
It is all going to be, a lot of it's going to be on World Edit and that AWP.
Yep.
If he's going to be able to get that out. He's still on CT spawn, just now moving. But yeah, he has plenty of money to have it into the 4th round. It's just whether they can win that and allow him to keep it moving forward.
And it works.
Pays off nicely.
Yeah. Well, we said they were, you know, like the mini Na'Vi, so I guess a couple of boosts here and there isn't all that surprising. And again, so much damage coming out from these pistols. Bondik's going to get a nice little free Mac-10 for that, a little bit of a smoke, and hell, why not, I guess. And G2, why did you not learn this?
Yeah, and Bondik's about to find it.
G2, no.
All right, let's see. Who does it better? Bondik or Scream?
What the hell is this round?
He gets the kill anyway.
Did he see the bomb, or is he just going to, like, power through?
Why not go for more? He does fall in the end. Doesn't look like he saw it, because he just ran right by it. I can't imagine him missing that, since he walked right over it. But not sticking around to use the angles at least. Maybe just trying to catch off some players on a quick flank. It's all down to Shara. He's in bathrooms, and he's got to guess this really, really well. RPK does have the Mac-10, but Scream only has an AK. There's been a good, I mean, obviously a good amount of kills, 3 for FlipSid, but with all the Mac-10s that they've invested in, it's not like they've lost too much money overall. And actually, Shara, it's a little bit unfortunate, misses the timing to spot G2, and they're going to complete opposite bomb site, so this is definitely going to be around for G2. Going to get a free plant at the A site.
Yep. Got to feel for Shara in a way. He took like the longest road possible, and he sees nothing. So why?
Yeah.
Why would you do this to me? I thought I knew where the bomb was. I got told where you guys are. You screwed me on it. So now Shara's going to have to wander all the way over. Million SMG, no armor. And he seems about as happy as I am about this at the moment. Just, you know, thudding around the place, trying to get people's attention. No kit. And not a great deal of hope. Scream makes him backflip away. So, kind of expected. But this is the round we're interested in. Because now Welder does have the AWP. And Smiths has a chance to go for one. And he's going to get it too. So this is going to be a lovely little duel going down here.
And RPK is going to keep that Mac-10, looks like. Shox has yet to buy up into the round. He does pick up an AK-47, but RPK does keep the SMG. Shox goes back to buy some utility. Just one Molotov on Shox, which makes me think this is going to be a really, like a fast, just basically an execute. Actually goes back for a smoke as well, but not investing into full nades. So he has a very set and defined role on this tactic that he doesn't need his flashbangs for. Uses his smoke already. World Edit misses his chance here. And now he's smoked off and forced back.
So close, yet so far it seems. As he does has his, you know, his I guess his bodyguards escorting him around at the moment, which was Bondik and Blade, just escort the VIP. So now Shara, waiting for the jump off. I want to see a little bit of that Neo action that we saw from Verse Pro when he just slides off the side of it. Not going to be the case, a bit of an awkward gun switch instead. Not quite as smooth, but Smiths with a sick shot towards Markelov. Hammers him back and opens up this site now completely sparse of any FlipSid players, and there you go. Molly's going to cut off Blade. He can maybe get a jump for info, but smoke's down and he can't see a single thing.
Yeah, smart as well of Smiths to just drop the bomb and make sure he can have a perch far back with that AWP. Blade's going to be committed now, running through that smoke. Now he falls back. They do have one on the flank. Scream is here to basically assure themselves that they can't get away with these guns. World Edit's also going to fall with the AWP, which is really a bad decision by World Edit, because Bondik's already called for the save. He's already towards playground. Why stick around? Why lose that AWP? You need it for the next round. You need those 2 rifles that they just lost to make any kind of a comeback. This one's already been lost. Your teammate calls it. So just get away, don't stick around. Either way, G2 punishes it, and now they have a massive lead going for it. They're going to be up towards 14.
Did he call his M4 Agent 007 after he went 007 in one of the games recently? I really hope that's the case.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't actually see if that was his gun name before, but in the last game he was
yeah, that Cobble match.
If it is...
Him and Blade.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I like things like that. It's almost like they have humor. It would be awesome.
Listen,
but,
after the sequence last half, we know that you find the silliest things extremely funny.
Well, just because I laugh at your jokes doesn't mean it's, you know, silly. It's okay. Alright, so Bondik this time going to go full Shox here. However, he's got a bit of backup, so I can back away from that. And considering Bondik's the only one with a rifle, why not give it a crack?
Yeah, he needs to be the one to lead the way. He needs to find some opening. And he's a little bit far back. He's over towards long A. Blade pushed up towards bathrooms. He's going to fall back as well. G2 slowly now taking control of bathrooms at about 1:20. And they're being very passive now, waiting for any kind of aggression. RPK seems to think that there might be some kind of aggression from these pistols. There is a small boost, but World Edit and Bondik not really going anywhere with it. Now they have to, you know, Scream's about to start probing into this A bomb site. Blade's been spotted out. A little bit of damage dealt, looking for more. He's trying to bait them into a crossfire, but Scream's not falling for it in existence. Beautiful spray down, gets 2 kills. Should be all G2 from here. Pretty easy mop up for him. One more, that's the rifle. Bondik, it's been spotted out. Now Shox is on the hunt. He almost falls, he misses the shot. Actually, he gets tagged up even lower. Pistol comes out, but Bondik's not ready for existence to be up there. Runs right into the blender. 4 kills for existence.
Big round from existence, but you gotta feel for Bondik then. He's like literally turned away out of shame, like, I can't do it anymore, guys. As we wanted to see Wild Edit with an AWP, but I don't think we meant AUG at this point.
I still like it.
Stop it. Stop it.
This, like, there's always like 2 or 3 players in the professional scene.
Neo did it for a while.
NBK
being that
for a
guy,
while,
yeah.
that one?
Yeah, but NBK just tries to abuse anything that's mildly broken, so he can just be like, Valve, look what I've done. Daddy, please. But now Wild Edit going to be tested, let's say, with the AUG. God, that gun sounds absolutely gross, but it's doing really well, which actually upsets me a little bit internally. As now G2 down to 3. But it was evened out in the end by RPK and Shox getting some trade-out frags there. But Bondik's kind of in a curious spot too, so this is down to the last 2 for G2. RPK and Smiths, with everything they need here to work with. Can they get the kills and the bomb plant to boot?
It's going to be tough. Blade just grabbing some information at long range, and Bondik's on a big flank here. So actually, RPK and Smiths don't know it, but there's a timer. They need to start getting aggressive or be very cognizant of the fact that they can get flanked out here. Slowly encroaching. Blade's gone completely passive, just trying to delay for Bondik.
I'm pretty sure Bondik would have assumed they were possibly along then after Blade started to respond as if it were so, but then Bondik's maybe considered, okay, they could just be ahead of me and I'm in the perfect spot here. G2 yet to even consider there was a man maybe behind them, and this should be FlipSid staying in the game here. He's going to get the drop on Smiths, and no adjustment from RPK. He's just going to try and take the straight-up man-to-man fight with Blade, and that goes about as well as you'd assume. And FlipSid keep hold of this one, and thanks to that AUG.
Yep. Which they don't even salvage, so they won't have it into this round. It was very, very far away. Here
Thank
it
you
is.
for highlighting this great gun.
Worked out well.
Nutty.
Plenty of money on the G2 side to work with. All bought up. 5 smokes, 5 Molotovs, AWP on Smiths as well. And they're going to go up against World Edit, who's got this perch. He actually unscopes the wrong moment, but still adjusts nicely. RPK falls. No one there is available to punish World Edit. A slow fallback, completely blind as well, but Scream couldn't get there in time. Now just some aim practice onto the balloons, ruining someone's party.
Knifed the baguette before, actually working up long. I think that was on NB's side. I'm actually pretty certain it was.
That would actually make sense.
Which actually made me laugh so much. It's like 5v4. Bit of a stack here on the site from FlipSid, playing very close to the verges of these smokes. As you can see, information's trying to be gathered, should I say, from Blade, but eventually he's going to be punished. Here come the flashes, and here come the Frenchmen already leading the way.
Oh, that smoke is just a heartbreaker.
That's
All the
perfect.
flashes used, and now Bondik just going to
this could
spray
be
along
sick.
the wall. He only gets 1, but he slows down this attack. And it's going to be on Shox. He knows exactly where he is, misses the initial shot. But G2, they can't move forward, so Bondik's going to take the fight to him. He gets 1 more. Existence trades it off. Shox peering up into the site. Going to use a Molotov. Doesn't know there's 1 truck, but now he spots him out. Can't win that battle. Blade finds him, and Existence is forced away. That second smoke that FlipSid throws, that smoke that G2 threw to the end of long, that's used to kind of cover your push-up towards just behind the smoke so you can flash through and execute. But FlipSid throws a secondary smoke right beyond that one. It was like
so sick.
Yeah, it was like just a little game of chess with the smokes, and actually G2 could not move up, could not get close to it. And they just get stalled out. So nicely done from FlipSid. Markelov can't hunt down that last weapon. Still money on the G2 side. They can invest into this round if they choose to. But 7 to 15, FlipSid still has a long way to go.
But they're really starting to show a bit of guts to their play here. You know, was it Bondik who just walked through the smoke then? Just go for it, I guess. At that point, you might as well just try and force the issue, especially when you've got so many players alive. A little bit insanity can go a long way sometimes, but here we go. G2 seeming like they're always so close to pick up these rounds, but yet so far at this point, Chara going to try and get the info on long. Don't you dare hop up to the left, because I'll crack. And there we go. Bombs back with Existence here. There's no instant opportunities found just yet for G2, as Shox will try and pluck the head off of the shoulders of Blade, but has yet no chance to do so.
3 members for FlipSid over at this B bomb site early on. World Edit hasn't spotted anything, hasn't seen any pressure. He gets flashed out, and he sticks around a little bit, but Falls back safely. RPK doesn't want to pursue it too much. Second flash comes out, doesn't blind World Edit, so he's still got that angle. Actually, it looks like RPK might walk into it, but World Edit with the timing, he feels like he can be peeked from bathrooms, so he gives it up just to smoke off bathrooms, and now he has the angle one more time. Watching for a boost that is not going to come out quite yet. And they're lining up smokes for another execution.
They're lining up themselves here for this one, and that Molly's going to do some extremely good work. Oh no. Just by a couple of centimeters, G2 can back away and take absolutely nothing from it. And actually, Bondic needs to be careful. He's right on the edge of possibly being taken down here in a bit of an unfavorable trade. Now, World Edit's a little bit pushed up here, a little bit too far out at this point. About to get challenged down, but he does find Scream pretty handily. Stunning follow-up towards RPK, and now keeping it in towards FlipSid's hand. But can he do any more? No. This brings it back down to a 2v2.
Yeah, and G2's bailed out. 20 seconds left on the clock. Shox has the biggest jump on this. Smiths is going to get in a little bit late, but Shox is going to be here to prevent anyone from FlipSid having a good angle on this. All that Smiths has to worry about is up top, and he is going to make it into the site. There is one person to challenge him, and he wins that battle. The headshot onto Markelov. He gets taken out, and there's Shox to win it. A brilliant decision at the end of that round, and G2 closes it out with a couple nice shots from Shox and Smith.
What a game, though. FlipSid, in the rounds that maybe I didn't expect them to be causing that damage and that sort of play, kind of, you know, the questionable choices here and there, they make the most of it. They start to, you know, find their footing, and as World Edit, we did see towards the end of those rounds as well, showing some real form, but never consistently, it felt.
Yeah, and just a lot of firepower from the G2 side. It was, I mean, once they get up to like 15-5, it's just, you know, any small mistake, and it doesn't even have to be a mistake. It can just be some ridiculous shot from Shox. That, I mean, we saw towards the end it was Scream, it was Smith who had those beautiful shots. So, just too much of a mountain for them to climb. Just didn't do well enough in that first half.
No, and a bit of a shame, really. But I am curious to see more, or should I say, hear what the analysis desk has to say. So, guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, guys. So,